You are stuck, not just stuck in a job, but stuck in life. You're smart, you're well educated, you have resources, but every major life goal, every career aspiration is trapped in a cycle of avoidance. You feel like a fraud, you feel lazy. You look at your high potential and wonder why you can't just do the thing. And let's be clear, that feeling of being paralyzed, of perpetually self-sabotaging through procrastination and a lack of follow-through, it's not just a moral failing, it's a clinical defense mechanism. Hey, my name is Scott Treas with Life Sketch Counseling and Coaching, a licensed professional counselor specializing in adult ADHD. And today, I'm going to show you the actual clinical root of this paralysis. We're going to expose the confidence trap. This is that exact mechanism that takes your brilliant ADHD brain and uses it to keep you stalled. And when you understand this, everything is going to change. I want to talk to you today about Adam Price's work, Opting Out. And for this high potential adult, the greatest threat isn't failure itself. It's that exposure of effort without success. And this logic is chillingly simple. If I don't try, I can't fail. And my potential remains perfect. It's a powerful defense mechanism really built on the fear of shame. Now combine that with ADHD, and this executive dysfunction makes starting effort feel enormous. And rejection sensitivity, or RSD, means that emotional pain of failure is perceived as a catastrophe. And it's not that your brain is lazy, it's highly efficient at self-protection. And it learns that this avoidance is the fastest way to stop that shame alarm from RSD going off. This defense mechanism leaks into your entire life, not just your career. We see it in lost career identity, right where you avoid committing to a path for fear of being inadequate. The follow-through gap, where you start a dozen side projects but drop them all before they really demand consistency. And total life procrastination, avoiding critical adult tasks like finances or budgeting and appointments. Because the sheer volume threatens to expose that struggle of your basic competence, right? Are you actually good enough? Let's get specific on the clinical core. RSD is this hypersensitivity to perceived rejection or criticism. When you face a high stakes task, your nervous system jumps straight to freeze. You're not procrastinating. You are trauma-informed state of functional paralysis. Right? Fight, flight, or freeze. You're obviously the one where you're stuck, can't move. And this is a neurological wiring issue, not a character flaw. This defense is fueled by two toxic lies we tell ourselves. Lie number one is the perfection trap. If I can't do it perfectly, then I'm not going to do it at all. This prevents us taking any attempt. And lie number two is this exposure trap. If I fail, then I am exposed as a fraud, and my entire worth collapses. This prevents any sort of consistency or trying to follow through. So here's our reframe. Your struggle is not a lack of willpower. It is a follow-through deficit driven by hypersensitive emotional system. The solution is not to try harder. The solution is building emotional resilience and external scaffolding. This is the turning point. You're not stuck because you're broken. You're stuck because you're using a powerful flawed defense mechanism that once protected you, but now is imprisoning you. So let's talk about a path forward where we're going to overview some strategies to navigate this. Our first one is about small batch failure. And this is really where we start to build that confidence, because you must retrain your nervous system. So deliberately seek out and engage in small, non-critical failures where the emotional cost is zero. Try a recipe and try to make a mess. Write a terrible first draft. Submit an application to a job that you don't want. The goal is to prove to your system that failure is survivable and does not lead to total collapse. So start small to build the confidence, and we work our way up to risk bigger. Strategy 2 is where we start to develop a system over identity. This is that scaffolding aspect. So stop trying to find the perfect identity or the perfect career. Focus on building external systems for low dopamine, high friction tasks. So use a financial app to automate savings, removing the effort of follow through. Get a dedicated accountability partner to body double for your job search. Success isn't about willpower, it's about strategically outsourcing your executive function so that you literally cannot self-sabotage the most critical areas. Our third strategy is about getting a data point, not a personal verdict. And this is our cognitive shift. Because let's say an interview rejection is not a verdict on your worth. It's a data point about what the market is looking for. This requires some active self-talk. When a mistake or rejection happens, do not let your brain spiral into that lie. Intervene immediately with this phrase. This tells me what to adjust next. You are equating failure as intelligence, not as a personal verdict. Okay, so let's start to wrap up. Look, you've spent way too long trapped between your high potential and this paralyzing defense. The knowledge you have now that you are not lazy, that you're just stuck in this confidence trap, is the key to getting out. You have the ability. What you need is a system and the emotional resilience. The time for waiting for motivation is over. You can try these strategies on your own. But if you're done with this cycle of avoidance, lost ambition, and self-sabotage, if you are ready for a systematic, professional approach tailored to dismantling some of this confidence trap in your unique career and life, I invite you to click below. We can absolutely work together to build those systems and build that emotional resilience that's going to allow you to start to unlock that high potential, to finally launch your career and your life. Hey, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention and your energy. Subscribe to this video, share it with who's helpful, and I'll catch you next time.